in relation to the issue of homelessness. The causes and solutions are complex. We talk more about this and address some of the stereotypes surrounding the important issue with the manager of our Wesley Homeless Services, Rob Seaton. Rob, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Look, what's your response to some of the questions that we might have asked those people about their perception of homelessness? Do you think those perceptions are good, or is there more that we should be saying?
Oh, I think those perceptions, to my surprise, have nailed it pretty much. It's not acceptable that anyone should be homeless in a society like ours. It's a basic human right, and I think that anyone need be homeless in our community suggests a failure of the community to contain, you know, the person's vulnerability and needs. I also think that homelessness is never a choice. It's at its heart an absence of choice.
I've never found anybody who says, I want to be homeless, you know. And you do get that feeling sometimes, I have to say it, from politicians and leaders, that they actually have this in their mind. Not really. You know, and sleep outs and all the rest of it don't do it. What in the end people have got to do and understand is these people are not doing this for any show. It's a reality in their life, and usually there's a lot of other things that lie behind it. How significant is the problem in Australia, to give us a perception?
Oh, I think it's a big problem. Easily over 100,000 people we're willing to say are homeless on any given night.
And that means more than just they're sleeping in the park, doesn't it?
Yeah. There are the rough sleepers. There's the
sleeping in cars, the couch surf. It's a lot, isn't it, of options? Yeah, and people sleep in the most unusual places: garages, parks, sports stadiums. All those are options that people have chosen to be their place of homelessness, and it really is a difficult place. How has the face of homelessness changed? Would you say that it's like it was 10 years ago, or has it subtly changed? The kind of people, the places that they might, the reasons why they might get there?
Look, quite a number of years ago we began talking about how homelessness had become younger, and the problems experienced by people who are homeless were becoming much more complex. Now we're starting to talk about an increase in the number of families becoming homeless, an increase in the number of older people becoming homeless.
Because that's a new thing, isn't it? You know, that perhaps superannuation funds are just not there for people, so they don't have enough to live on. Women who are another issue, aren't they?
Yeah, older women have been recognised as a particularly vulnerable group and are receiving a lot of attention in the sector as an emerging need and quite a problematic need.
So how did you get to be interested and involved in this?
I'd been working in youth ministry. I had also been working in drug and alcohol rehabilitation. After 3 or 4 years in that role, was in a residential setting where I would live there for 11 days and have 3 days off. And so I needed a breath after about 4 years of that. And I was never quite too sure whether to go further into welfare or further into ministry.
And do you feel that you made the right decision? You feel a sense of satisfaction?
I think so. I tackled both, and the two sat side by side nicely for a very long time. I'm not actually sure that the decision of one or the other was necessarily ever that clear.
And because we're a Christian organisation and faith does matter to us, there's a sense in which you can, in your own personal perception, can combine those two senses, can't you? And they feel that this is a calling as much as any other.
Oh, I think so, very much, very much.
What does faith mean to you?
Well, faith means to me that on one level I have a dependence on God and a reliance upon His resources, which is humbling and liberating. It also helps me, I think, to be willing to hold hope on behalf of someone else.
Let me just ask you this question, snapshot, one sentence answer. What should we do when we meet somebody who's homeless?
Respect them, acknowledge them, I think anything beyond that is up to the person.
So a person still has control of their own life. You don't take them over because they've got needs.
Sure.
Great. Thank you, Rob. I'm looking forward to seeing you when we've, at the end of this series, we looked at some of those issues to reflect a bit further on that.